here with our second session of strength management. In the first session, we had a brief discussion about the reasons of strength and how to recognize and how to accept it. That was a very casual discussion. Now I thought, why not move on to the next level where we can actually understand you know how we get into the stress zone. So I've done a little bit of research as per my experience with my client sessions and with my research studies and all. I have done a bit of research and I have found that there are almost 6 ways that I have tried to figure out that comes up as one of the top reasons for strength. So this session is going to be a little scripted one because I have done my research and I really want to convey my thoughts with all of you so that you can first thing is you can understand and recognize that you are in a stress zone, accept it and start working towards that so that you can avoid a number of health issues that you are into at present or you may get in your future. So friends, let's not take it lightly because as I for a brief reminder in our last session how stress basically impacts us is it actually becomes a core cause of a healthy lifestyle. So if we do not accept that we are in a stress zone and we really should do something towards it, we are actually doing no good to ourselves. Okay, so for a reminder, high stress is equal to high cortisol hormones. That is equal to the imbalance of other hormones in our body, and medically imbalance of the hormones and poor metabolic rate leads to a number of lifestyle medical issues that we can easily combat and fight along if we learn how to understand how to recognize what kind of stress we are going through and how to cope up with that. So I've tried to sum out 6 reasons. First reason comes up as almost 80-90% of us train for our fitness reasons. Some people are sports persons, some are recreational athletes, some are doing it for their own fitness causes, weight loss or weight gain, or some are doing it for just for the sake of doing it. So how do we get into a stress zone because of our fitness training? So if we do it in a balanced, structured way, then we are doing it good. If we are not doing it in a structured way where we are overtraining, then we are doing no good. Okay, so the first reason I have come up for the cause of the stress is lack of rest in your training schedule. So if you are training endlessly for seeing a weekly training format, if you are not kept any rest period in that means you are forcing your body to perform and to get immediate results, or maybe you are so passionate about your structure of the training that you do not like to leave it. You do not even on the rest days you end up doing your training, right? So here what the harm is happening is that it's actually causing you high stress zone, high cortisol levels, and what is happening here is that you are not getting that much of benefit, the optimal benefit that you should get because of your fitness training or any sports or athletic training. Okay, so what we how are the benefits if we include 1 or 2 rest days in our fitness training sessions. So but just on a we will look into a weekly fitness schedule. So in a week, out of 7 days, why not keep 1 or 2 days as a rest period, depending on the intensity of the workouts that you do. If you are doing very intense training, so 5 days a week will be good. If you are doing moderate or low impact training, so 6 days a week will be good, and 1 day you can keep as a complete rest, where the advantages that I have summed up here is that will improve your blood circulation, right? That will reduce your muscle fatigue. So if you are consistently doing your workouts, that's going to fatigue your muscles. Your muscles are not getting enough time to recover and to maintain, right? So in this recovery period only, the muscles are gained. The lactic acid detox is also done. So when we are training, there is a lactic acid formation in the muscles, and if we keep on doing n number of days, repeating the training, overtraining and all that blah blah blah, so then what will happen is the lactic acid in our body will lead to of course the high cortisol hormones are there, that will lead to an acidic body, right? So on the rest days, when we do proper detox with the food and with the breathing workouts, or some easy walk, or some yoga, easy yoga, hot yoga, where you actually detox your system with this lactic acid formation. Also some massage can also be done. So the CO2 detox is also done, because when we work out, there is a CO2 deposit in our lungs, so you can get rid of that. And above all, there is a mind relaxation also. Okay, so one rest day is important. So how do you plan your rest day? So you need to focus on certain things on your rest day. Focus on the water intake. You may try a fruit and salad fiber detox, maybe half day or a few hours, 3-4 hours in a day. Start your day with some fruits and then salads. Avoid having any cereals and or coffee or these kind of stuff. So for half day you can do a detox, where you can actually improve your gut health also, and flush out the toxins and free radicals from your system. And very important, like I mentioned before also, a breathing detox is really important, where you are actually detoxing not only your mind, you are detoxing your entire blood circulation also. So you are actually oxygenating your bloodstream. Okay, so the people who get restless on the rest days, they can keep it as an active rest day, where you can do your walking or some easy low impact workouts, or some cross training like swimming or cycling, but not a very rigorous training where you are actually torturing your body to perform even at the on the 7th day of the week. Okay, so for active blood circulation, you can include these things in your routine. And of course, the most important, on the rest day, try to catch on a little more sleep, at least 2-3 hours or 1-2 hours more than your usual days, where you can relax yourself and of course burn few calories while you are sleeping. That's also a good option. Okay, so after the recovery, you can get back to your routine. So this was the first reason of stress, the overtraining, that we are not including enough rest period. Okay, the second reason is the quality of the sleep. Okay, so it's a fact that we keep on asking how many hours of sleep you get in a day. If you are sleeping 6-7 hours or 7-8 hours, okay, we are happy that we are covering good hours of sleep in our routine, but that's not true. If you are not getting a sound sleep, so the core is to get a sound sleep. If you are sleeping only for 5 hours, but once you wake up in the morning, you feel fresh for the entire day, ready to go. So that means those 5 hours you were in a healthy sleep zone, and you got a deep sleep. So how does a deep sleep impact your overall stress levels? Of course, if you have not slept well, that will cause you stress. stress, mental and physical both. So for the entire day, if you are a working person or if you are a homemaker, you will feel restless or sleepy or fatigued or tired during the day, right? So this is a sign where you should actually understand, no, if I have slept for 7-8 hours, but in the morning, if I feel sleepy during the day, if I feel tired or fatigued or dizzy or any other such reason where we are not feeling fresh and energetic, that's a sign that you are not getting a sound sleep. Okay, so it's really important to count on the quality of the sleep rather than the hours of sleep. Okay, so how do we earn a sound sleep? First thing is, if we are not getting a sound sleep, the reason can be that we are inactive. We are not doing any workout, so start doing some workouts. Start your day with a workout, any form of workout. If you have less time, maybe you can do a quick home workout of few minutes, 10-15 minutes scratch workouts at home. If you have more time, go outdoor, join a gym, do whatever, join a group, do whatever you can, follow some videos or any expert or some online classes, but start your day with some form of workout. That will actually improve your body metabolic rate, and where it will help you to get a sound sleep. So once you hit the bed, you are off to the bed, right, and you get very deep sleep. So, but if you're not active, your metabolism is low, it's not healthy, then it will not help you in getting a sound sleep. Okay, so very important, the before bed rituals is really important to adopt a sound sleep. So what are the before bed rituals? Any activity or any ritual that you follow after 6 p.m. that becomes your before bed ritual. That can be your dinner, your screen time, your how you spend your time after your dinner, and of course very important, the look of or the aura of your bedroom. That's also important. And how is your hydration? Of course, that's also important. How is your hydration? So your dinner time. So for example, if your bedtime is 11 and your dinner time is 10, so here what you are doing, you are actually torturing your body to digest, and then at the same time you are trying to get a sound sleep also, right? So digestion itself is a very huge and hectic process where your entire blood circulation and your blood pressure, organs are working for the digestion, so you are not getting enough time for the food to get digested. So try to work on the dinner time, at least 2 to 3 hours of gap between your dinner and your bedtime. That's really important. Focus on that. If you are not able to control that, the best way is to have a very light dinner, and the gap can be at least 1 hour. So very light dinner can be soup or anything that is easily digestible. If you can digest salad by end of the day, or curd rice or dal khichdi, these kind of food that you can start having as your dinner. But it's really advisable that you treat your dinner timing and have an early dinner. Keep a habit of having early dinner, and then maybe you'll get a good intermittent fasting zone also. So if you are following all these things, and even then if you are not getting a sound sleep, try to acquire different other measures also. Seek an expert counsel and try to figure out what's going wrong. Maybe a warm shower before your bedtime, or some deep breathing before your bedtime, or avoiding gadgets and screen. Working on the calmness of the room. Is your bedroom really disturbed, or it's lit up, or other ways, bed sheet and pillow and all that? You can look into that, but try to figure out the reasons and try to get into a sound sleep zone. Okay, so above all, of course, really important that even if you are following everything, you you are doing a good workout, you are having your dinner on time, and everything is going good. But even if despite of all this, if you are not in a positive mind frame, if you have negative mind frame, or you tend to overthink, or you have some other issues that's disturbing your mind, then of course that's going to impact your sleeping pattern. So try to seek advice or help for that. Try to figure out that if this is going wrong, and I really should take this into consideration, and I should not ignore it, that okay, I'm doing a good workout, I'm having my dinner on time, and I'm following all the measures. Even then, I'm not getting a sound sleep. What does that mean? That means my mind is disturbed, right? I am in a stress zone, or maybe I'm facing some depression or stress, or some, it can be OCD or stress or depression or anxiety or any other disorder also. So just try to figure that out, seek some expert advice, and focus on getting a sound sleep, because you should not ignore it. It's really important to beat the stress. Okay, so this is actually going to help you for the recovery, being efficient at work, and of course keeping a positive mind frame. And overall, if you focus on a sound sleep, it's actually, your target should be to achieve a healthy body metabolic rate, and that will help you achieve in that. And there, in turn, it will help you get into a good hormonal balancing. So of course, sound sleep, we really should focus on, not the sleeping hours. Of course, sleeping hours are important, but more important is how sound the sleep is. So now the third option, I thought I will concentrate a little on the type of food that we eat. And the food can also cause us stress. We hardly realize it, that the food that we are eating is also causing us stress, and in turn it's causing us a lot of health issues, of course, and internally, medically, it's causing us hormonal imbalancing also. So if we are having high carb intake, we really need to manage it. Before managing it, we really need to understand what the carbs are, how many forms of carbs, why carbs is important, why we should not ignore it altogether, why we need to figure out how much we should have, at what time we should have. So a brief description about carbs is that there are two type of carbs: simple carbs and complex carbs. And to be very in an easy note, simple carbs is something that immediately shoots up your blood sugar, and complex carbs stays there in your body. It takes time to get digested, and it doesn't impact your blood sugar immediately. So the complex carbs can be vegetables, any fiber foods, or salads, these kind of stuff. And simple carbs can be rice, roti, breads, where you eat it and you immediately it immediately shoots up your sugar. So if you need immediate energy, you tend to go with simple carbs. The carbs intake is really important. So like I explained, simple carbs shoots up your blood sugar. So if you are having it after 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., it's obviously going to impact your blood sugar level. And any carbs that's been there in your system, it gets converted into glycogen, of course. So that glycogen is utilized as the energy to do your work, to do your workouts, or to be active. But if you are consuming carbs at late hours, and after that you are not active, right? For example, if you had 3-4 chapatis or 2-3 chapatis and a bowl of rice by 7 p.m. in your dinner, and then you went to bed by 10. So what happened to the glycogen that's being made out of that carb? So that is actually getting accumulated as fat because you're not using it, you're not active after that. So that is unnecessarily creating stress on your body organs, of course, right? And it's getting accumulated as fat, so that is giving you obesity also, right? So how do we manage time and carbs intake? First thing, really important, that never go with deleting any thing from your food until and unless you have a very severe medical condition. uh, you really need to control the portion and the timing of the meal. So if your timing of the meal is good, um, you are done with it. So anything that you are eating post 7 p.m., and if you are in a day hours duty, you are not active after 7 p.m., then it doesn't make sense to consume rice or roti on a higher note. So control on that. So if you can control on that, then you are done, right? So here you are controlling the portion, but I'm not asking you to stay hungry. You can fill up your plate with your buttermilk or salad or vegetables or dal, or maybe a vegetable dal khichdi, something like that. Okay, so this is the timing and the portion control. um, Avoid eating in extremes, right? So if you are not a very active person, you have a lot of desk job, and during the entire day you're covering only 2000 or 3000 of steps, there is no use consuming rice and roti or bread on a higher side. You don't need that much of energy, right? So try to control that. Try to control the carbs intake in that form. Of course, the rice, roti, the simple carbs. And try to fill in whenever you are hungry. First thing, hydrate yourself. Even if you feel hungry, then go for your snacks or any mid meals, right? So in the main portion, try to control the portion size and try to time it also. Okay, so of course, do not delete it, because carbs are the one of the major macronutrient that you need. So if somebody is advising you, very important, if some expert is advising you, cut it off completely from your diet, you really need to be very vigilant that this is the most important macronutrient that has to be there in your diet. 60% of your calorie intake should come from carbs. So if you are not doing that, so then you are actually inviting n number of health issues, and be responsible for that. Okay, so if somebody is advising you, some expert is advising or guiding you in that direction, you really need to say no to that expert and do your own research and seek the right advice. To seek the right advice, you really need to understand, okay, this is right and this is wrong. So do your own research also, right? Of course, like I mentioned, if you are sedentary, then your energy requirement is less. Then sedentary is equal to energy requirement is less, and then your carbs intake should be less. So try to figure out how active you are during the day apart from your workout. If you are very active, you are always on your toes, walking around in office, climbing stairs and all. Of course, then you can have 2 chapatis or 1 bowl of rice in one of your large meals. And of course, like we talked about, the timing of the dinner is important. Okay. Fourth type is, I have figured out, this is something I really feel that if we stay positive, right? So internally, psychologically, it's actually going to impact our immunity, and that is actually that will help us to cut off the stress from our life. So staying positive is what I feel that is the core of beating the stress. Okay, because staying positive is equal to boosting immunity, is equal to maintaining your and managing your stress levels. Okay, so you can control your stress levels by staying positive, and internally it will help you to boost your immunity. So boosting your immunity is something that is interrelated psychologically also. Okay, so what are the advantages, right? So if you are in a negative frame of mind, you are in a high stress zone, Of course, that is going to impact your immunity, and your body metabolic rate will go low. Again, body metabolic rate goes low, cortisol hormone goes up, and then there is a hormonal disbalance. So it's entirely here also that even if you are doing a good workout, you are eating good, everything is going on a right pattern, but if you are a negative person, if you are in a negative frame of mind, that's going to impact your immunity, and that is going to impact your stress level. So you are not actually helping yourself by ignoring the frame of your mind. The frame of your mind is very important, so try to adopt the ways where you can stay in a positive frame of mind to boost your body metabolic rate. Okay, so see, if you are in a healthy positive frame of mind, that is actually going to give you healthy vagal cardiac tone, right? So what are the vagus nerves? Vagus nerves are, that goes from your mind, from your brain to different body organs, and it connects to your heart also. So if you have a good vagal tone, right, so if your brain is giving a positive signal to your heart, then you are done, right? So of course that is going to help you in that way, a positive mind frame, and that in turn will give you a healthy heart rate. So a healthy heart rate is the core where you are leading a healthy lifestyle that is going to help you acquire a stress-free or manage stress-free life or manage stress. Okay, so yeah, of course the other benefits also I have summed up here are, if you have a positive mind frame, you have a better interpretation of any situation, because situations are always part of your life. Better interpretation, and then at the same time you have a better decision making skills also. So the decision making skill, once you acquire that, you can conquer any field, right? So interpretation of the situation, like how are you reacting to that particular situation, and depending on that, how about decision you are taking is really important. So any situation, if you interpret it well in a positive way, then your decision will also go in a positive way. But if you interpret it in a negative way, if you are in a negative mind frame, then it's going to impact your decision also, right? So the a whole lot of positivity is there once you start, being in a positive mind frame. So I have, try to sum up like how to be in a positive mind frame, because negativity is always part of our life. We can't go away with negativity. There are something or other keep on happening, the situation or the events or the people, the surroundings, or maybe if not any, if you are traveling, then a lot of issues while traveling also. So how do we stay positive in so much of negativity? So the core is to learn to be resilient. So what is a resilience? What is a resilience? How do you be resilient? Where you actually understand, okay, I have to lead my life with both positives and negatives. I have to lead in my life in a way where I am focusing more on my positives. At the same time, I'm not trying to flush out the negatives, because those negatives are part of my life. So they are going to stay there, but I am so more focused on my positives that is going to suppress the impact of those negatives. Those negatives are there going parallel with the positives, but I am trying to suppress those negatives with the positive feelings. So here we are training ourselves to be resilient. So if you learn to be resilient, this is what I have done in my research, that if you learn to be resilient, then you learn to be in a positive shape of mind, be it any circumstances, right? Because if you start saying, no, I want to go away with the negatives, I want to flush out all the negatives, and I want to keep only the positives in our life, then you are completely on a wrong track. No person can lead a life without any negativity being part of his or her life. It has to be there. It is there, and it is actually, in fact, helping us to, if we understand it well, It will help us to focus more on the positives, so that we can suppress the causes or the returns that we get from the negatives, like the events or surroundings or the people. They are also part of our life. Okay, so learning to be resilient is really important. That's what I have tried to sum up. The fifth reason of the stress, that I already mentioned, is if we are leading a sedentary lifestyle, that is one of the causes of stress that we get. So sedentary lifestyle, again, that is a very basic cause of stress, where we are not active. What does a sedentary life means? That doesn't mean that you're not doing a good workout. You may be doing a good workout in your morning or evening sessions, but the entire day you are inactive. You are just sitting or lying on a couch, or sleeping on the bed. So entire day you are staying sedentary, not doing any work. Your activity is low. So here what is happening is your body metabolic rate is getting impacted, and that is again, at the same time, low body metabolic rate is equal to high stress zone and the imbalance of the hormones. So it can be, there can be different reasons I have summed up here. Sedentary lifestyle reason is job style, the fatigue, and the depression also, high stress zones, poor eating habits, like we talked about. If we are eating more carbs, or if I'm eating more high portion size in the meals, like if you eat healthy food but you are eating in high portion, then again it's making you inactive, because you're eating a little more than what's required by your body. Okay, so how do we get into the stress zone where we spend a sedentary life, right? Because we are not moving around. So of course we are not moving around, so we are inactive. So that's not helping our metabolic rate. Metabolism is going low, so that is making us sedentary, and it is causing us stress. How to reduce a sedentary phase from your lifestyle? Of course, doing a good workout. Try to bring in the resistance training in your routine. So this goes parallel. If you have a job profile that is a desk job, where you are very inactive throughout the day, but you are doing a good workout, so try to bring in the resistance training in your routine, where even if you are staying sedentary, that is because of the resistance training, your body is still burning calories. So the resistance training can be any weight training, or kickboxing, these kind of workouts, where you train your okay. So how to manage stress due to sedentary lifestyle? If you have a habit of doing your workouts, but for the entire day you are very inactive, you can't help it, actually. You are very inactive. It's not your choice. Your work profile is such that you have to be on your desk. So try adopting more of resistance training in your routine. That will help you burn the calorie, even if you're resting, right? So resting calorie burnout will be high in that case. So the resistance training, like I mentioned, it can be kickboxing, it can be any weight training, those kind of workouts where you are focusing on your cardio, strength, mobility, as at the same time you are focusing on your muscle mass. You're focusing on your muscle mass. So if you are acquiring a good muscle mass, that is going to burn calories, even if you are resting. But yeah, of course, if it is not part of your job, if it is within your control, please try to work on your sedentary time, like walk when you talk. If you are working, if you are a homemaker, make sure that you do not sit for more than 30 minutes. Do not increase your screen time. Do not watch TV. If you are working, you can be mobile. You can't walk, then simply stand. So try to follow 30:3 ratio. 30 minutes, if you are sedentary, at least 3 minutes try to be active, and then again 30 minutes you can sit and do your work, and then for again 3 minutes either walk around, cover some steps, or try to only stand if you can't move around. So this is really going to help you, and the best way is to start counting your steps, and start counting your steps especially between 10 to 6 or 7 p.m, because that is the time where most of us get very sedentary. So try to challenge yourself within that time period, 10 to 6 or 10 to 5, especially your working hour, or this time period. So that is really going to help you to beat stress, to boost the body metabolism. Outdoor training or activity can be one of the ways where you can be active, and of course the resistance training can also be part of your routine. So I have summed up these things. Staying sedentary leads to junk snacking, or junk snacking leads to staying sedentary. So these both comes up all together. So if you have a habit of binge eating, or if you have a habit of eating when you are stressed out, if you have a habit of high screen time and then junking around, so this is all impacting your body metabolism. So try to work on all these sedentary time and your junk food habit, or your binging habit, eating when you are in extreme emotions. So try to control all that, so that you can work on your stress zones also. Last but not the least, the stress that we get because of the lack of time management skills. Okay, so what is time management? Very clear. So if you are responsible for n number of things, your family, your work, and of course, right, your family and work basically. So if you are not managing your time well, so your family and work, and then of course your health, if you are not balancing it properly, one of the top reasons for that could be that you are not doing a good time management. So this leads to stress, of course. If you are not balancing your work and life, you are not balancing your work-life health, it will lead to health. It will lead to stress, of course, right? Because you are not taking care of your health, you are not balancing it. Either you are working more, or you are focusing more on your family, and at the same time you are ignoring your health. So you really need to manage and balance these three aspects: work, your family, and your health. So else it is going to impact your health, and that's going to get you into a stress zone. If you are doing your workout, taking care of your health, and you are working but you're not taking care of your family, then it's again causing you mental health, because it's going to impact you in one or other way, because you're not taking care of your family. Again, if you are doing your workouts and taking care of your family, but you're not doing your work properly, so this is again going to give you job stress, because you won't be happy at work then. So how to find solution for that, where you find a balance of these three, because this is the last topic I have kept, because once you learn to do a time management, you are done with other aspects of the stress management, like we covered the rest period and the carb eating habit and reducing the sedentary time and other blah 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 blah, all other 5 reasons of stress. So if you learn to do a good time management and these 3 basics, right, your work, your health, and your family, so try to bring in a balance in that, and do not let any of the disbalance impact your stress levels, right? So what is the process, how to balance your life and work? It's really easy, but it's really easier to adopt it also, right? So try to get into that. People say that time management is something I can never do that because I am overworked, or that person is a workaholic, or female may say that, okay, I'm not able to focus on my workouts. I can't do my workouts all the time. I'm busy in my family, in my kids, and if she is a working woman, then I'm busy taking care of my family and my work. I don't have time to do my workouts. So male can say, okay, I'm very busy in my work, I can take care of my health, but I don't have time for my family. Again, he's wrong here. He is creating stress in his life, right? A female, again, if she is a homemaker and she is spending the entire time with the family and the work, and she has all the excuses, no, I don't have time to take care of my health, right? If she is not working, she has two ways to manage, right? Your workout, your health, of course, and your family. But if she says, no, I don't have time to focus on my health, then she's again causing stress in her life with a poor body metabolism. So why get into these excuses? You understand the three basic patterns. If you are working, three basic patterns: your work, your family, and your health. If you are not a working person, a male or female, then only two: your health and your family. So where are we going wrong with the time management? Are we surrounding ourselves with the excuses? No, I don't have time, or you are lazy, or you don't give importance to balancing your life. Maybe these could be the reason, because time management is not that difficult. Okay, so first step I have summed up here is to get disciplined. Getting disciplined is what really needs to be done as a first step. What is a disciplined attitude? What is to be done has to be done, right? No excuses for that. Okay, so at least 5 days in a week or 6 days in a week, try to be a disciplined person. One day you can go off track, beat the saturation, focus on a different pattern, anything. Like if you are waking up early in the morning all the days for your workouts, one day you can sleep a little more. If you are eating a very balanced meal, one day keep as a cheat meal. Okay, the other ways are around also, right? If you are consistently cleaning the house and doing the kitchen work, you are a homemaker, and not a homemaker, even then if you are working and you are taking care of your house all the time, one day take a break from that, right? But yeah, getting disciplined. So what needs to be done to get disciplined? Frame up. Okay, these are the three aspects I really need to cover. Three aspects I really need to focus on. So that I can balance. So that I can balance my life. Okay, and depending on that, then frame up your discipline. Frame up your pattern, frame up your timing, and then try to stick to that. So what is to be done has to be done. Okay, start your day early. If you are sleeping at 11 and waking up at 7 or 8, then you are sleeping a little more. So like we talked about, if you are sleeping a little more, and that means you are not getting a sound sleep. 6 or 7 hours of sleep with a sound sleep, with a deep sleep, is more than good enough. So 11 to 6 will be a good time. That was just an example. It can be 10 to 5, or it can be 12 to 7, depending on your routine. Start your day early. Try to bring in more in the first hours of the day, so that you can cover up most of the stuff in the morning, and then for the rest of the day the load is less. So if you for example, you have planned your workout, you have to do your work, and you have to take care of your family also. So if you are waking up late, so you may get an excuse, okay, I will do my workouts in the evening because I woke up late. For the entire day you have a burden, right? That I have to do my workout in the evening. But what if you are very tired at the end of the day, you won't be able to put in that much of effort for your workouts. At the same time, try to bring in a balance for your work also. So If you are overtraining, you are training for 2 hours in the morning, and then that's actually impacting your work. At your workplace, you are sleepy, you are tired, you are fatigued because of the high intensity workout that you have done, then again you are doing it wrong. At the same time, if you have done a good workout, half an hour or 40 minutes of workout, you've gone for your work, but you didn't do any helping hand in your family, maybe making a quick snacks or breakfast or anything, doing some meal planning by end of weekend, and then again you are not balancing it. So try to the best way is to try to start your day a little early. Try to cover up little things before you start your day. Your workout can be done, your meal planning, or the first meal of the day where you can focus on. To-do list is really important to do a good time management. You can either make it weekly or you can make it daily also. Okay, tomorrow I'll do this, and by end of the day try to take what all you have done. Right, so this really helps you to get into a discipline zone, the to-do list. Okay, so try to get into that in your to-do list. Try to bring up the first pattern should be the most difficult task. If you have 4 tasks to be done for the entire day, the most difficult task should be at the top. Try to figure it out first thing in the morning, whatever it is, right? And then keep on writing your to-do list, and then by end of the day, or by maybe parallelly during the day, keep on checking it. Okay, this is done, this is done, this is done. That will help you get disciplined, and then you are in a good time management zone. Okay, train your mind where you plan or frame up your entire day, as short-term targets or as long-term targets. Frame 3 to 4 hours in a sequence and keep achieving it. Okay, so how do we frame, train our mind? For example, your target is to run a half marathon. Okay, so this is August. If you want to run a half marathon in next 3 or 4 months. Okay, so August, September, October, November you want to run a half marathon. So instead of targeting November, target that November half marathon is going to be your long-term goal. So make short-term goals, and then make daily goals for yourself, weekly targets, monthly targets. So if you want to run a half marathon in November, by end of the August you should be able to run at least 5k or 6k with ease. So start working on that. So this becomes your August month target, right? To achieve that August target, make weekly targets, weekly goals. Okay, this week I have reached 3k. Now next week I'll reach 3.5. Next week I'll reach 4k or 5k and blah blah blah. So these short-term goals really helps you to achieve your long-term goals. So try making these kind of patterns also. To make these kind of patterns, you really need to train your mind where you actually understand how to plan and think in a larger perspective. So if you are planning and thinking in a larger perspective, then you can make your short-term goals also. So that is a very important aspect to get into a time management zone. And then again, avoid any kind of stress from your life. So your target can be, I want to do a regular 30 minutes of workout. By the end of the September, I should be, keenly doing it, effortlessly doing it as a part of my lifestyle. So that 30-40 minutes of workout can't be started straight away. Okay, so start gradually. Okay, this week I'll do 3 days, alternate days. 3 days I'll, if you are a beginner, 3 days I'll do only walking, but I'll stick to that. So this is my short-term goal for this week, that 3 days I will do my walking. Next week I'll get into some resistance training mode. So I'll increase those 3 days into 3 or 4 days, 4 or 5 days. Okay, I'll include some resistance training also for 15 minutes. So gradually bring it up, and by end of the next month, you are done with that 30-40 minutes of your target. Similarly, if there can be many challenges at your workplace where you can keep your short-term goals as per your long-term goals, and your family also. Like if you want to take part in the kitchen of your family, like where you actually can start planning your meals, cooking your meals, or planning your meals. You can take part in that. So try to bring it up. Try to on the weekends you can do a good time management by maybe getting done with the grocery, buying veggies and chopping veggies, keeping in different containers, getting fruits and all that, whatever you can cut, whatever you can wash and keep in the refrigerator, so that you are ready to go for the next week. So this time management is going to help you balance your family also, right? So because you are taking part in the kitchen, in your family, cleaning and kitchen, these are the basics, right? Taking part in your kids studies, you can manage to take out time on the weekends, spend some time with them, solve their queries, any issues they are facing in their schools and all. So here you are again managing, balancing your family, your work and your health. So this is actually going to help you manage your stress levels. Okay, so this is really important to make a schedule of your workouts, schedule of your meal planning, schedule of the ways where you can tackle different issues going on at your workplace. That can be a separate session altogether, how to manage the stress that you are getting at your workplace, because that's a different aspect altogether. So schedule different ways out, try different ways out where you can manage your job stress. Do not bring your job stress at home. Do not let it impact your personal life. This can be some of the ways. Try to stay away from the negatives at your workplace. Try to make your plans, work plans. Start making some journals. Plan your work well. These things really help doing a good time management at your workplace also. So if you are doing that, you are again balancing your work, balancing your health and balancing your family. So this is not going to impact your stress levels. So really important, what I strongly believe, and I always keenly follow that also, because these all aspects that I have covered here is entirely purely from my experience, from my these are entirely my point of view. And I strongly believe that to do a good time management, you really need to stay away from the social gossips. So the social gossips can be at your home, in your society, at your workplace, online also. So stay away from that, because that is going to drain away your energy, that is going to impact your focus, and that is going to drain away your time also, because that time that you can do in utilize in some fruitful activities. So stay away from social gossips and any negative people or negative events, because that is that's not healthy for you. That is going to impact your energy levels, and again, once your energy levels are drained out, that particular 15 minutes or 20 minutes of half an hour or 1 hour of gossips can be converted into something fruitful, right? So those that time can be utilized as a good time to balance your life. So why get into that zone where you are gaining nothing, you are only draining out your energy, and there is no information getting fed in your brain. So stay away from any gossip, stay away from any negative interactions, negative events or negative people. So that's all, guys. I hope it was a fruitful session, because I really wanted to share these causes of stress with you all, because this is something very naturally has come to me. I have done a good research. This is the entire thing was original. This is entirely my experience. I have tried to code up. I have tried to do some effort so that whatever I have learned from my life, from the people around me, from the events I participated in, from my clientele. I really wanted to share this with you all. I hope this was a fruitful conversation, and I'm open to your questions. If you have any questions on that, please get back to me. I would love to do a question answer session with you all, because that is something I am always interested in, where you can pour in your ideas, your issues you are facing, and I would love to give you a solution for that. Okay, so all the best, guys. Thank you so much for being there with me. Let's be fit, always be happy and positive. Bye bye.